Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms Drizzt and Guenhwyvar? That's my best guess. That's the best I can do with these names. Anyway, these are new figures from Hasbro. So I guess Hasbro is kind of getting into the whole Dungeons & Dragons space. I think they're trying to do some kind of new movie property as well. So this is probably some kind of ramp up for that. So we'll see. Time will tell what's going on with that. But first thing I want to talk about with this figure, or I should say this set of figures, this packaging is really neat. So it's that kind of embossed chrome where, you know, depending on how the light hits it, it either looks really nice or it looks like it doesn't exist. You can basically just make it fade away. But there's some really neat stuff in here. I mean, you have like, it looks like maybe a tower kind of off in the distance. You have a cat head here. You've got some spiders on a spider web crawling around. You've actually got some dice up here. All kinds of crazy stuff's going on. On the sides and the back, it's that kind of matte black, shiny black effect where, again, you can't really see it unless you have the light trained on it in a certain way. So you can see the two characters there, and it looks like they're fighting a dragon. Well, I see the wings and legs of a dragon. Does he probably continues along the side? Yeah, there you go. You see the head of the dragon there. So it's really neat packaging. It says Dungeons & Dragons on top. Got your barcode and whatnot on the bottom there. So it's a really neat box. Now it does look like this is a slip cover. So I'm going to try to open this up. How is this taped on here? Like so. Is it taped on the bottom as well? It is. A lot of tape. I don't know why it needs this much tape, I'll be honest. It's not like it's in a storefront or anything. It's just mailed to you. There we go. Okay, so here is the inside, and you can see the figures in a nice open... Oh, it actually comes with a dice. That's pretty cool. Is it dice? Die? I always thought it was die for singular, dice for plural, but I think, you know, common colloquialisms has just kind of made dice just the word in general, but hey, I could be wrong. So there's a lot of stuff going on in here. We have the figure, we have some alternate heads, we have a dice, however you want to say it, a couple of swords. Looks like a small cat statue, as well as the large cat figure itself. You've got some effect pieces here. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in here. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Dungeons & Dragons person. I just thought when I saw the picture when it was unveiled, I thought it looked really cool. And I'll be honest with you guys, this was unveiled way back at like HasCon back in the summer. And, you know, it just kind of got put on back order. And I had one ordered for the longest time. And then they finally sent it to me. And that was probably about a month ago. So I apologize for the lateness. But finally getting to this guy. Oh, there's that probably the same picture from the back of the packaging. But you can actually see it now because it's painted in full color. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the box. And we'll take a closer look. So here are the two figures out of the packaging, and I'll admit I had to do a little bit of research to figure out which one is Drizzt and which one is Guenhwyvar. This is Drizzt, and again, I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's D-R-I-Z-Z-T, Drizzt. And then this is Guenhwyvar. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, so we're just going to go with those. We'll start with the cat. Why not? Let's go ahead and check this cat out. He looks good. I really like it. I really do like the cat. I think it's, first of all, he's a really nice, you know, black coloring here, but he's got kind of a sheen to him in certain areas, especially at like the top of his legs, where it's almost kind of like a metallic-y purple quality, and it just kind of makes him shine, which I think is really neat, the way that they've achieved that. And I really like the look of it. It kind of gives him just a little bit more of a standout quality, and overall, I just really think it looks good. Taking a look at the head sculpt here, it's not 100% perfect. I feel like the eyes are off a little bit, but the mouth is really nicely detailed and painted. I think they did a great job there. You can see the mouth opens and closes very easily. But yeah, just the eyes are just a little off. It's not terrible, just a little bit though. You do have a ball joint here at the base of the skull, and then you have another ball joint here at the base of the neck, so a lot of nice articulation there. With the front legs, you have kind of a little bit of a ball joint. You can kind of see it on this leg a lot more than this one. This one doesn't really go in and out all that much. It can move around, it can swivel front to back, but this one has a little bit of inside out. The other one doesn't have. You have a swivel here and then a rotation, and then you kind of have like typical ankle joints down here at the paws where you have a hinge and then kind of a rock side to side. So you have some really nice articulation there, which I like a lot. In the center, you have kind of a rotation, but also a little bit of an up and down movement. Kind of just a general ball joint, so you can kind of move that all around. Get some nice articulation there, so you can kind of, squat down, hunch over a little bit. Nice possibilities there. Now, unfortunately, with my back leg, I guess the back left leg, it doesn't really want to move all that much. This one seems to move no trouble. It's just kind of on a ratchet. It moves around. I have no problem. This one, I feel like if I really force it, you can see how it moves a little bit there. If I force it, I feel like it's going to snap. So I'm just going to leave it. I'd rather he have 4 legs. I don't really need it to move all that much. Just think it's weird. It's got to be just something stuck on mine. I'm hoping it's just a, random QC issue and it's not a problem for everybody's. But definitely don't have the full range of motion here with this back leg. But he does have a nice hinge here. And then there's a rotation. And again, this is a little weird because it doesn't like to rotate. Like, you kind of have to go all the way down or all the way up to get it to move around. If you kind of do it straight up, it doesn't really want to move around as well. So I have no problem with the hinge. The hinge is perfect. But trying to spin this leg is a little weird. But then I have a nice hinge here. And then I have, again, the ankle where you kind of have the hinge and the rock side to side. And then the tail comes separate. You just peg it in, and then it gives you a hinge and a rotation. So a really large amount of articulation for this cat. And I think they've done a really great job. I love the, detailing, the paint applications, that kind of metallic-y purple sheen that they've gotten it. I think really makes it stand out and look great. I think for the most part, the head sculpt and everything is pretty great. I really like him. I really do. He's got a ton of articulation. I would say that's the part about him that stands out the most. I'm just a little bummed about this leg, but honestly, I don't need that leg to move all that much. It's a shame that I don't have full range of motion there, but of all things, I can deal with that. He still looks really, really good and really cool. I like him a lot. So I'm going to put him off to the side. And now we will take a look at Drizzt. And again, hopefully I am saying that correctly. I think this guy looks fantastic. First and foremost, the amount of detail molded into him and also painted. I mean, you can see all of the kind of trim, panel lining, for lack of a better term, detailed out in gold. Really sharp. Really, really looks nice. I like his cape. It's kind of a softer, rubbery material. Very easy to take off. I'm going to go ahead and just pop the head right off. And you can see the, the cape just came with it. So really cool. You have that kind of fur trim, which I think looks really sharp, goes all the way around. And then you can see he's got kind of a hood there that's like folded down. Really nice looking cape. I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side and then just pop the head back on. The heads pop off super easy, pop back on just as easy. And I say heads because he does have a second one. So you can see how the hair's kind of really like close to his head, kind of forced down. I'm assuming that's because it's meant to be with his hair all tucked into the hood. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but if you just want to take a look, let me get him to stand for a moment. We'll zoom in here so you can see these head sculpts. Pretty nice. I like the purple eyes. The smirk there is nice. But he's kind of just got his hair, tucked close to his face. And then with this head sculpt, we have kind of the hair in the wind, angry, ready for battle face. Very, very cool. So you could just pop this off, and you could do one of two things. You could either pop this on like so, and then try to get the cape over the head, which is not too difficult because, like I said, it is kind of a softer plastic. And you can see that, the hair is kind of tucked into the cape there, which I think looks pretty cool. The other thing you could do is try to put the cape on and then tuck the head into it, which wouldn't be too hard to do because you would just pop this off the ball joint just like so. And then just like you would do with this one, where you just kind of pop it on and then you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the cape off. That way we can really check out the figure, all the articulation and everything. Going to be easier to do without the cape attached. So it's a really nice looking figure. I really like it a lot. I like how he has the two sword sheaths down here at the back. They just kind of hang off. They're kind of a softer plastic. But as you saw, the head is on a ball joint. There's also a hinge there, so you have a lot of nice motion. Can look down, look up, side to side, even rock back and forth a little bit. You do have a hinge and a swivel in the shoulder. You do have a butterfly joint as well. And then you have the bicep swivel, and you can see that that shoulder pad is attached to the bicep. So when you swivel that, that moves with that. You have double jointed elbows, really nice and fluid, no problem moving them around. And then you have a wrist rotation, as well as I believe there's a hinge. I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's got to be a hinge because the replacement hands have hinges. Well, you can just go ahead and pop this right out. Okay, this is a vertical hinge. This one has a vertical hinge. That makes sense. And you can see how easily the hands pop out. Really nice and fluid. So no problem there. You do have a nice hinge here in the chest. I don't think we have any waist swivel from what I can tell. But you have really nice range of motion here in the hip. Kick to the front, kick back, kick out to the side. You have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Really nice movement there, very fluid. And then you have a hinge and a rocker in the ankle. So all in all, just a really nice range of motion, and all the joints are really nice and fluid. I have no trouble moving any of them. They all feel really sturdy, which I appreciate. And just like I said before, the detailing is fantastic. I mean, the armor is very ornate, and it just looks really, really sharp. I like it a lot. So let's talk accessories. We've already seen the cape. We've already seen the alternate head. Let's talk about swords. These are both really, really cool. So you can see it's got kind of a blue jewel painted there on the bottom. Really nice sword here. I really like this one, though. This one kind of has the hilt with the head of the, I don't know, eagle? Dog? I'm not really quite sure what animal that's supposed to be, but it's a really neat design. Very fun colors. I love the metallic blue. The blade looks really sharp. So you can come back here and just feed these into the tooth sheaths back here. Really very cool. I love that a lot. I love weapon storage on a figure, whether it's, you know, a little holster for a gun or a scabbard or a sheath for a sword. I love it. So if we take this, let's go ahead and pop this into one of his hands. See how easily this is pretty tight actual grip. See if we can get this in here without too much difficulty. I'm sure we can. Okay. Gonna go ahead. I guess I'm trying to reinvent the wheel. Let's just put the smaller part of the handle into his hand. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so now he's holding the sword. Looks very cool, but he's got these kind of awesome, I guess, frost effects that just slide right over the blade of the sword. Very nice and simple. And they look awesome. I don't know if it's supposed to be frost or blue fire or what, but it is a really cool effect. It works really well. Slides over the blade very simply and looks amazing. Really, really well done. I'm going to go ahead and grab his other sword and put this in the other hand, hopefully without much difficulty. There we go. Probably goes like this. And then he has got a second one for this sword. If I can feed it through here. There we go. My depth perception is playing tricks on me. So they do make the swords pretty heavy, I'll be honest. The effects are awesome, but they do add a considerable amount of weight, which makes his arms kind of want to fall forward. And also, you kind of have to lean him back a little bit just because it makes him a little front heavy. But it's a really cool effect, and I really like it a lot. It looks great on both swords. Really very cool. Really, really cool effect. I'm hoping they kind of transfer something like this over into like the Lightning Collection or even Marvel Legends. I feel like could really benefit from something like that. Really cool effects. I like that a lot. The only other accessories we have some alternate hands. So you have kind of like a open hand, maybe for posing, or maybe he casts magic. I'm not really sure. Or he's reaching out to grab something. Just kind of a more open hand, and that does have a hinge in here as well. And then you have kind of a closed fist, I guess, if he wants to get up to some brawling. So you do get some alternate fists there. You have this small cat statue, or a catchu, if you will. But I'm not really sure what's going on with this. This looks like something Catwoman would try to steal from a museum. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. Maybe it has some kind of significance in the lore or the game. I'm not sure. But you get that. And then you have this small necklace. Now I'm assuming he can wear this. If I pop the head off, can he wear this necklace? I would assume that he can. Kind of. I didn't really get... Kind of need to get it tucked in front of the hair. So kind of. It looks weird on him, I'll be honest. So I'm going to take that off. It got caught on his hair. I see what it did. Anyway, just get... It's really stuck on there. Get off of there. Okay, so again, I think it looks kind of weird on him, so I'm not going to bother having him wear it, but maybe, you know, again, it's something for the lore, or he tries to collect it, or held some magical powers. I don't know. It's a little necklace. And then the only other thing in the box, as I drop it, you get a D20, which is actually pretty cool. I really like the look of it. It's, you know, it's got fun sparkles to it. It's got kind of a bluish green coloring, and kind of as the light dances over, you know, it kind of sparkles and sheens. Very neat. And then instead of the number 20, you have the fancy ampersand there. No, is it ampersand? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, ampersand. That's the and symbol. Now I'm second guessing myself. But it's a really cool little D20. I like it a lot. And I didn't expect that to be in the box, so that's kind of cool. Little added bonus there. So really nice set. Really nice accessories. I'm going to go ahead and put the cape back on him. I like it a lot. Now, when I decided to pick it up, I don't really have any connection to Dungeons and Dragons, I'll be honest. I didn't really watch the cartoon when I was a kid. I don't really know anything about the role-playing game, you know, the tabletop game with the... I know there's tons of books and all kinds of stuff. I've had friends try to get me into it over the years, but I've just kind of not really been interested. But to me, this is just a really cool action figure. You know what I mean? It's something in the vein of Lord of the Rings or Warcraft, or, you know, it's all that kind of sword and sorcery stuff, which generally I'm a fan of. So when I saw this advertised and I just thought it looked like a really cool figure, I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And I'm happy to say that I'm glad I did, because it's a really nice set. I think the cat looks great. I really like Drizzt. I think they did a great job with his design, his accessories. The two swords are amazing. I like the sheaths out the back. I like the frost effects, the extra hands, the extra head, the cape, the detailing on the armor, the paint applications. There's not really much to complain about here. The only thing I think I would complain about this whole set is the back leg on my cat, and I think that's just a QC issue for this one. I don't think that's a common problem, so I just unfortunately got a little unlucky there. Hopefully if you pick this up, you won't have the same problem. So if you get one and all the legs are great, then you should have nothing to complain about. It's a really nice set. I kind of hope they do more. Like I said, I don't really have any affinity for Dungeons and Dragons specifically as a brand, but if they just keep making cool looking sword and sorcery figures, I'm here for it. So we'll have to wait and see what Hasbro's got in store for this property going forward. But if this was kind of a maiden voyage test run, I'm here for it. I really enjoyed it. I think this is a lot of fun. So I recommend picking this up. I don't know if it's still on Hasbro Pulse or not, but I believe it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, or at least a fan channel exclusive. It's possible it might be at like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, somewhere like that. But I guess I would check Hasbro Pulse first if you're looking for this guy. But it's fun. I like it a lot. I'm really happy to have picked it up. and looking forward to see what else they can do. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.